Hey everybody, welcome back to He Can't Craft, a channel about crafting for guys and stuff we do to our vehicles and stuff like that. What I've got today is the continuation of a little project I started on the F-150 over there. And what it is taking this BuiltRight mole panels that go on the bed of the F-150 and adapting those, and then they have parts for this, I'll show you in a second, to the Packout system. So I've already got one in there, right there. And I'm going to do this side over here and show you where a couple of the pitfalls were. And what I'm going to try and do is maybe put this guy in here. I haven't decided yet. I may take it back. It was pretty expensive, even though I got a deal on it. Or just put another crate in. And what I found is I'm putting all my junk in the bed or in the back seat in here, but I don't want it sliding around. So this is probably the most expensive and way of doing this. But I saw those things that go here and they flip out, or they kind of fit over the wheel well. And I thought the downside of those was they're kind of single use. This I can at least pop this out and go from there, and put something else in if I needed to. So these have a little more functionality. Yeah, they do block the lights a little bit, which is kind of a pain. And on this side of the button, we'll see how that shapes up. So I've got to fix a couple things. We'll go on silent mode here, and I'll well, maybe not. We'll see. I've got to replace a screw that's stripped out. If you've had your bed Linexed like this has got the color matched Linex in the back. It's seen, in the light it's a little bit different color, but overall I think it looks really good. Anytime there's a Linex in there, they do take these plates out, which is great. They take everything out and they stick it back in, but the screws almost get glued in, because the Linex probably still has a little tack to it, and so getting them out can be a little bit of a challenge. I was using the T30 with a wrench. That didn't go so well. It stripped the damn screws, so now I've got 16 more screws from the Amazon to put one screw back in, but now I'm covered if anything happens, because that's what we do on He Can't Craft, is buy way more stuff than you'll possibly ever need and then lose it for when you do need it. So let me get this set up. I got to pull that screw back out, and it looks like this goes somewhere. I have to figure out where. Oh, and some of the other doodads we got. These are the mole plates. Excuse me. The plates for the Packout. These are the mole plates. I got a set of those. Like I said before, just have stuff in case you need it. And this is these clamp things. So these guys you can put on and clamp on a shovel, and I do have more crap in there than. Notice I just pulled that up. These crates don't have that locking mechanism in it, and so I've just bolted these. I did have to drill a new hole. Don't tell BuiltRight that, but I'm not taking it back anyway. So these are a pain to line up. You'll see why in a second. And I bet that nubbin kind of goes here somewhere. I gotta figure that out. All right, I gotta replace this screw with the new one. So this is the one. Looks pretty fat though. Great. Let me go get that little nubbin bouncing away. Right there in case it come through. Little rubber guy right there. All right, so let me put the crate back on. I'll show you how that goes. It's obviously pretty straightforward. This is really heavy. It's got a bunch of tools and stuff in it. Just like that. So yeah, it doesn't latch. I was thinking about getting like a cam latch get a cam latch or something for back here, and that's what those mole things are for, maybe. Those doodads that go in here. But then I could just kind of do a little latch thing. Anyway, something to think about. Unless I was thinking about that. That's a big shot for this to bounce up off of there. It could happen, but hopefully not. But all this stuff was floating around in the back of the cab. And if I need to use the back of the cab, if I need to use the back of the truck, which could happen because it's a truck, then at least I can pull these out and put them really easy. Okay, so let's move on to the other side. I really like the unboxing stuff, but you know, do a good job of packing everything in here. Yep, see, there, there it is. It does go in here. What's that? But I saw, oh, this one's got a zip. Ah, look at this. This is good. Remember I mentioned that button right there? It turns on the lights. That is cut out just for that. The light gets blocked, but at least you can get to it. All right. About these T30s. Now something that is really kind of sucky with this guy is when I have that big box in here, it interferes with this. On this side, over here, right there, I don't know if you can see that, I have kind of grounded away a little bit. These are about 50 bucks. That big one was a lot more than that, like 3 times. So my enthusiasm for grinding anything away on that is big fat 0. So yeah. All right, so this guy goes here. The plate. Oh, maybe I should do it like that. That's what's going on there. Out of the way ones here. Maybe right here. Seems like a good spot for it. You can move it around. That thing just comes right out. Cool. So I had a couple thoughts. So this same thing would have the same effect over there. It would just go in and I'd have to grind off that edge to go around this guy. Because it fits pretty good. It's just not great. And then that was nice. And they've countersunk them, so that's nice. Let's go. Oops. Yeah, that's whichever height to go on. This might be a problem with the switch because that's where I had to put the hole. For this edge one, I figured, big deal. That's part of the crafting. But it doesn't quite the other thing, I'm not what I noticed when I ordered these from BuiltRight, you can get the small pack or you can get the big pack. And I got the big pack. It only comes with the one top latch for this guy, but you get 4 of these guys, and it's less than double the price or some damn thing. So rather than buying 2 small packs, I bought 1 big pack because I only needed the top row for the crate. It's only got this guy here. So that's the decision: is do we stick with this, which would fit great without this guy on here. I wish I could figure something else out. And it does cover the switch, but I think maybe not as bad. I might just stick with this rather than. You know what I was thinking also? These you can put the smaller ones on the bottom, and you can jack them up a little bit. Like here, maybe. Except for that's going to run out of room. Shoot. Stand by for a second. This is a one of these little storage kit guys, and I think they have different thicknesses, and this is not the thinnest one. This is the thicker, not the thickest, kind of the medium and the half size. And of course, this guy does that. So does it make sense? Maybe put the. Except for now, you can't put that right. This guy in. This is turning into be a little bit of a challenge on this side. This thing still works. This latch thing won't work. It'll only be the tops and the bottoms that will work on this. This thing's out there. Let's take this off. This is real nice and powder coated, so I can't bend it. Well, I could, but all right. So that's without the. Fits in pretty good. Yeah. So the other question is, this is the little cabinet, and so that flips up, and you've got the storage space in here. Is this better? Is this better than the just the crate that you can just throw stuff in and have it on slide around? I don't know. My tens and tens of viewers can comment which they think is the better way to go. Again, this thing was about $150. These are $50. So I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of neat and a little more weatherproof. Maybe that's the thing to do, is to do this one if I can. Let's look and see where these are going to line up. Will it line up on that? No, I think it would. I think it will line up on that row. That last row of rows. This last row right here. What won't line up is that. It's right here. What won't line up, because this guy will have to go pretty far over. See, that won't even touch. See, the other one I had it like here and there, and this one will have to be off the edge. And I could kludge a little bracket, I guess, to help that. But because of this extra size, I can't move it this way because of the wheel well. You know, the cool thing about bolts, you can remove them and do it over if you don't like it. And we're going to put this as far to the right as we can get it. So. So we decided we were going to keep it as far right as possible, because this isn't going to line up anyway. Actually, tighten those up just a fuzz. Let's snug them up a little bit. But still to the point where we can kind of move them. You really ought to include a tool for these, I think. It's not, I need a little mini template to get that exactly right. Let's put the middle one in. Why not? Just doing that. Yeah, so I think the right side is easier. I get it latched in where you need it. And this is the latch in there. Definitely not 2 screws, which means I could probably just make a different one of those. Stick this in here. These are not going anywhere. And I like having my cardboard in here, but that's adding a little too much height. Too much height. That seems all right. And if it's, I guess what I'm mainly worried about is it bouncing around. So let's check this guy. See if we can put it at least in one hole. I think I may have found a solution to our problem here. So this I found in the I don't know, junk drawer, parts bin, and then we can kind of do that, get it kind of out of the way of that, and then I'll just put one more fastener, cut this down, put a fastener in there, and then that way it kind of keeps it from doing that. Yeah, this I cut this down in the machine shop. Why not? And then this took the longest just to find a stupid metric nut to go on the back. So we got a metric nut. Yeah, save everything, because you never know when you're going to need it, and just let your sisters and nephews figure out where to put all the crap after you die. All right, so this is going to go on here like that. This is going to go here. The threads are, well, I was going to take that washer off anyway. Didn't want to, but it's going to need all the threads it can get. A different bit. See, it really needs to kind of be that one so it'll fit on there. These are real. I think if I was going to install these professionally, I'd buy an extra one of these and just tweak it just a fuzz to help my life out here. There we go. So it's really Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Son of a beehive. All right. Well, it's pretty solid. All right, let's see if that will do what we hope it will do. Execute the parts, check the. All right, put that back. This guy. Ah. A little bit of success. Right. See where this left side is going to be problematic, so we're going to have to fix something off for that too. All right, so that's iffy, but not too bad. You can really snap it in there. Then I'll figure something out for that hook back there. I don't know what to do with that. This guy. That as I'm losing that, of course, if I'm strapping something in, this guy isn't going to be in here. That'll be moved up or moved out or whatever. So I need to just, I kind of need one of these that's just flat. Figure that out. All right. This edge over here. This needs a similar kind of doodad somehow. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. Stand by. No, it's not the washer, but it's a washer. All right. That's got to go in there. This has to go in here. This is going to go on here. It could go. It has to go in the front. Can't go in the back. Can't. Gotta go like that. I can't. Just tighten it down. So the spin. Work with me here. Bing. I just want this outer piece to have a little more rigidity. Of course, now it's not in plane either with this. So it's got a little bend out, which now I don't know how I'm going to get a fastener in there. This may be a pig in a poke, folks. I don't know what that means, but I think it means you get a bad. I think a poke was a purse and a pig was like a fake coin. So I think that's what those old guys would say. Pig in a poke. Still fits. Now at least it's got a little sandwich rigidity. Maybe that's all right for now. It's not perfect, but at least it kind of gives it a little more tightness on here, which I think is good. In there, but I think it's going to be okay. And if I can figure out how to find a longer piece of this, I'll measure that and get a longer strap. Of course, now I got to take it all apart. but I think it would actually, you know, shim in, because these are a little thinner. These are a little thinner than the crate, which is a lot more solid on thicker. And it's gonna be taller. Oh shit. Oh, so that fits on there too. And just have to maybe space it up with something. Yeah, because the crate doesn't have the thing on the bottom. The crate doesn't have the bottom. This bottom. The crate doesn't have the connectors on the bottom, unlike the cabinet. It does, but I've got it placed such that it sits on the mat. Could I get another doodad to go on the bottom? Yes, and I probably should. So, the downside is we've covered up the light switch, which we can easily get at if we had something else. Just by this. And there. I think, I'm not sure, this is now going to rotate, so I'm going to tighten that down. That's good. Across, that might work really a lot better. This just gives it a little bit, but if this was on the whole bottom, it wouldn't do it too much. All right, it's back on now. I'm pretty happy with that. So I don't think it's going to go anywhere. Why would it? It's me. I think that was all crafting for today. Oh, this was the other reason for the for this. Is I could put this on there too. This has the top. The crate doesn't have the top. So, all right. Tell me what you think, my tens and tens of viewers, about the Packout cabinet versus the crate, the BuiltRight system versus others, my kludged for getting that on there. I think that'll work. Seems to be pretty sturdy. You can always tighten it back up. Keep things from rattling around back here if I need to move it out. One thing about the BuiltRights that I'm somewhat, I don't want to say I'm nervous about it, because, you know, in a working truck, which is minimally, all honesty, is the, excuse me, are these going to get dented and whatnot, full of, you know, if you put gravel and stuff back here. So you really are probably going to have to figure out how you're going to use your truck. It may not be as ubiquitous with these in here, and I was thinking, well, maybe there could be like a cover you could put over it so you don't have to clean them out in case they get gravel and stuff in there. Anyway, because you don't want to be taking them on and off, I don't think, because that's kind of a PETA. The other part of this project is these clamps here, because I got this shovel, and you know, when you're out in the mean streets of the Pacific Northwest, you might need a shovel. So these rubber guys come in a separate non-BuiltRight package, and they come with brackets, riser mount, because you could use these around the garage or whatever else. And this really stiff rubber stuff in here, it lets you clamp down like that. So I was thinking, to block this light even more, I would put these riser mounts in, shovel here, like that. I kind of wanted this back about as far as I can get it, so it fits easier here, that's for sure, like that. And yes, it's going to mount it higher. Put that, and I know the cover will fit. I checked that already. That go kind of like, this one has to kind of go here. And this one kind of looks like it needs to go. I want to put it there, or do I want to put it further back? That's a challenge. Well, I'm going to put it a little bit farther forward in case a different shovel or implement, like an axe or something, because you might need this much room for the handle. So I'll put it up here. Put it on that last doodle. So that's roughly appropriate. I do so much shoveling, but you know, you never know when you're going to shovel some stuff. And I was going to mount these up so you have a better chance of pulling them over if it's tight. These need to be torqued down. Maybe go at this the old school way with just a couple ratchets. Oh, I've screwed up, folks. Shoot. I'm thinking these have to go in after, so I just made my life really hard. Well, pseudo plan while it was in effect. All right, so I got one kind of in and located. The bottom one was a lot easier. Now I got this one, and I had to flip the top back one more section. Let's see how this is gonna. I don't know how I got the bottom one in so easy on the other side, but we'll see if we can't mimic it on this. Placement everything, because once this is then my enthusiasm for redoing it is zero. So what I want to make sure is this can be a lot. Still can. This probably going to be this. The shovel's kind of just, I don't know if the shovel's necessarily the end all be all, but very good to have in there. It doesn't look like it's going to interfere. Let me put the top thing down again. Make sure I can latch it, because that's kind of a deal. As a recap, we got the shovel mounted on the bedside rack built by BuiltRight. We've got the crate, Milwaukee Packout System crate, mounted pretty well on here. We can fit them both on there. I was kind of concerned that wasn't going to be able to happen. And over here I've got the Milwaukee Packout cabinet. Lift that up, get tools you want to keep dry and whatnot in there. This is a don't care. An added bonus is you can put on the top. You can put the double or the single. The single one. I guess it's a single wide or half wide. I'm not sure what the width thing is, but you can put those on the top. Pull those off, match them on. They're not going to go anywhere. I got to figure out something for down there because I like having that hook. That hook is good, though I haven't notched that out. But I think if I were able to bring something out just a little, so I have to look around for something or build something out of some stainless. Hey, the bonus edition of He Can't Craft. This will probably be embedded with the regular video. Remember, we were talking about how this bracket had to come off to fit this Packout box, because as you can maybe not see down in there how close that is to the box. And so wouldn't it be nice if this just came straight out like that? That way this could be removed and still use this. I know why it's bent. One, to keep the load off those fasteners if you're really torquing on it, but also because most things are going to be at an angle to, or straight on. So this is this way, it's at an angle, so if you're going corner to corner, you're pulling this way. If it's flat like that, you're going to kind of torque on it, but it won't happen that often. So I said, well, I can just bend this flat and I'll be good to go. Well, this is nice. This is powder coated, and if you bend it, it will probably crack. And so I threw it in the bin, and then, of course, not leaving well enough alone, get on the Amazon, as you saw in the picture. Look at that. Not even close as, probably the same factory. Powder coated. This is probably lightly painted. Comes in a box of 4, $10. Into the regular box with all the other stuff for future use. Somebody loses one, I got an extra. And so what we're going to do with this is see if we can't just flatten it. I thought about flattening it with a sledgehammer. Well, we'll see. Pounding the crap out of it here. Alright, let's see if this will work. It's just going to kind of go like, so it works backwards. And it'd just be enough to get a little bit of hook on this direction. It ain't going to make it. So it needs to be a little, just a little bit flatter. Alright, this is what a vise with teeth do. So let's see, that might work. I'm gonna load it full of stuff. Alright, beat literally into submission. Alright, that'll work. Minor detail, and really beat it up. Stand by. Yeah, now instead of hammer marks, we have runs. But let's just try for a few minutes. Alright, back. Kludged paint job kind of covers up a little bit of the bad stuff on there. Doesn't look super horrible, and for where it's going, it'll be fine. Running these in with my fingers pretty far because I don't want new threads cut. This here is, I think it's just enough to get a hook on there, so that'll be good. The downside is if there's something that's exactly the width of this, it'll hit, but again, I can just buzz that off if that's the case, or I'll think of something else. I did look at some D-rings that would go on there, and they could swing, which would be good. They rattle, so that's not good. So a couple different options. We'll go with the $10 solution, $2.50 to pummel that one into next week. Put the crate back on, or excuse me, the cap back. Make sure it fits. Just like that. So yeah, so it's, that's tight. That's okay. Just a little transfer of paint, wet paint. So yeah, again, that can't be used, but this would be removed anyway, likely. And you know, you're saying, well, if you're removing that, why don't you just use the T up here? That's true. I can put those in. I got them in the back somewhere, I hope. Or this, but I don't want to be pulling on the mole bed rack because that might torque it. So this is an inset, potentially an inset into the discussion of the main body of the video, but I wanted to put this in there as another crafting idea for those who like to craft. So, thanks for sticking with me on He Can't Craft. Another project, somewhat complete. I like having cardboard because you can throw it away. And like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next crafting adventure. Well, as they say, best laid plans. I forgot about this latch right here. And it clears this, the cabinet, no problemo. No problem. But when you put this in, it can only go down here. So you're relegated to a single this thing is, works fine. So you get one out of the deal.